Toyota Land Cruiser with JBL still sounds like ass. Let's fix it. All right, first off, let's start off by removing this panel here. Just go ahead and grab your hands, really grab your hands, and just pull straight out towards you, okay? So you wanna push out this way and then pull out. We'll do the same exact thing on the passenger side. There is an additional clip here, and it's just being held in by one clip, which is this clip here, and you just wanna pull it straight up. Next up, let's go ahead and remove this side panel piece here next to the glove box. You can kinda stick your hand in here and just pull it straight down, just like so, okay? Just being held in by clips. After that, let's go ahead and remove our shift knob. Pull the shift cover down, and if you take a notice here, there's this tiny paper clip here. Just move it straight towards the steering wheel and lift your shift knob straight up. Next up, let's go ahead and remove the whole shift panel. Just pull it straight up, like so, okay? Also just being held in by clips. And let's go ahead and remove these 2 connectors. 3 connectors, like so. And from here, let's go ahead and remove the drive mode selector panel. Just pull it straight out towards you, okay? All right, and we'll remove these 2 connectors. There's gonna be one here and one on top. And from here, let's go ahead and pull down the engine start stop button. Let's pull it straight down towards you, okay? Just like that. And you can kind of leave it here because there is a screw here that we will need to remove. Next up, let's go ahead and remove this big panel here. Grab a thin plastic panel removal tool. Use it to hook this dash piece in and pull it out straight towards you, okay? And once it's kind of loose, you'll notice it's still stuck. And the reason being is because there's a tiny little white hook on this side. You'll see if you stick your head in there, but there's a tiny hook. Then I'm gonna use a hook panel removal tool, and it's gonna slip in between here, and you just wanna push this hook straight up, okay? I'll show you guys what it looks like momentarily. And once that is removed, there's a emergency light connector back here. Just go ahead and use your hands and simply remove the connector, like so, okay? And on the bottom of the left side driver vent, there is another connector, and you want to push down on this tab here and pull it straight up. Right, and there's another connector here. Remove that. All right, and after removing it, if you take a look at this clip here, this is the clip I was referring to, and it's located in this slot here. And so the top portion is the only place it comes out, and usually it's stuck in here. So that's why you want to use your hook tool to go ahead and pry it from here straight up, and then you can pull it out. Alrighty, next up, grab a thick blanket or a towel, whatever you got, because now we are going to be removing the screen. And next, let's go ahead and remove this top panel here. It's just being held in by some clips. So use a plastic panel removal tool and just go ahead and wedge it in and pry it up. And from here, we have 2 10mm bolts on each side, so 4 in total to go ahead and remove. So grab a socket and ratchet and get started. Beautiful. And from here, only the screen comes out, okay? So the best way to do this is to kind of stick your hand back here and just push the screen out from this clip here, okay? Still being held in by clips, so just want to go ahead and firmly push down, push the screen out, and carefully remove this outward and out towards you. Now, once that is done, now listen up guys, before you guys begin, go ahead and take a photo of the factory connections behind your factory radio and pay close attention to all the factory connections back here because you don't want to miss anything that's not connected. Otherwise, you might have an error message pop up on your screen and that's not good. Take a moment, take a second, grab your phone and take a photo of all the factory connections. Next up, let's go ahead and remove this black and brown connector. And we're only simply removing these because they are in our way of accessing the black 10-pin connector our harness will use. And from here, let's go ahead and remove this black connector here behind the factory radio and the one next to it, which is this 28-pin connector here, all right? So you just wanna push down on these release tabs and pull it straight out, all right? Never pull by these wires. And here is our plug and play amplifier kit. Now inside, you will find the amplifier itself, the plug and play wiring harness, and pretty much on the backside of our amplifier kit is a wiring diagram of how it's all gonna look. All right, and here is our first 28-pin connector. And pay attention to these pins, okay? Make sure these pins are always straight and not bent, kinked, or damaged. We always ship these pins out straight, and the reason why you want to be careful with these pins is because if any of these are bent, kinked, or damaged, you may not receive your backup camera, your screen might turn on, or you might get a different error message, okay? Let me show you guys how to connect these properly. Grab the factory harness side and just go ahead and connect these two straight and not at a bend, kink, or just don't shove it in there, essentially, okay? Otherwise, you might damage these delicate pins. So just go ahead and carefully lock them in. You'll hear and feel a click. And same goes with the male end. This end will go to the factory radio. And make sure when you're pushing this in, you're firmly pushing it in all the way until you hear and feel that click. Otherwise, you might have the same issue. And next up, we'll do the same exact thing with our black 10-pin connector. Installation's pretty much the same. You'll connect these two together, hear that click, and same goes with the male end here into the factory radio, like so. All right, just like that. It's very, very easy. And don't forget the black and the brown connector right above. Just make sure you push these back in and double check your connections. Make sure everything behind the factory radio was re-plugged in and reconnected. Here is our plug and play amplifier. The only connection that's remaining is to our plug and play amplifier, and it's gonna be this gray and this white connection. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. Gray to gray here, and the white to white here. All right, beautiful. Now, the way we're gonna go ahead and mount this amplifier is straight right behind this speaker here, and it's gonna be this little shelf here, and that's where we'll have our amplifier set. Okay. You're going to remove this top speaker here. It's just being held in by two 10mm bolts. Go ahead and get these removed. Lift the speaker up. It's going to be a connector. Remove that. And on this one, you'll have this little tiny clip here. Just pinch these two inward and just push it out. Now, on our plug and play amplifier, there's going to be a rear and front gain dial adjustment knob in this Toyota Land Cruiser with JBL. Let's go ahead and leave the rear gains at factory position of 50%, and we'll go ahead and tune the front to about the 1 o'clock position, which is about 60%. So here's what it's gonna look like. And our plug and play amplifier is gonna set in between, wedge in on that shelf. And all you have to do is reverse order everything else, tuck away your wiring harness, and that's it. Your plug and play setup is done. Let's go ahead and tuck away our wiring harnesses on the inside and line up the clips and just give it a good firm push. You'll hear a clip in. And let's go ahead and put back in the 4 10mm screws. It's gonna put this panel piece next. Let's go ahead and locate the connectors. Put these back in first. All right, and let's go ahead and line up all the clips again and make sure that white hook clip that I mentioned is locked in. All right, it's in, and then I'll just give it a firm push. All right. And let's go ahead and put back in the screw, and we'll put the top piece panel back in as well. And this bottom charging port panel will clip in after this piece. And from here, we'll work on the sides. So let's go ahead and put back these panels. Grab the drive mode selector, put back in the factory connector. This piece back in, this just clips in. And this piece will clip in right after. And we'll route the shift lever in through first and clip this, and we'll put our shift knob back in, just kind of push it in and it clicks in. All right, and then the cover will slide right back in. And on the passenger side, since these two pieces come separately, you can go ahead and clip them in together now and then work on matching these clips in. So push in first and slap in. Last but not least, driver side, same thing, push in first and then clip in. And that's it, guys. That concludes our easy plug and play amplifier kit. Very easy to install, as I just showed you guys. And if you guys have any questions regarding anything, the whole installation process, or if you have an error code or anything, something goes wrong, leave a comment down below, send us an email, info@beatsonikusa.com, and we'll be happy to help you. Let's go ahead and hear what it sounds like. And that's it, guys. A very easy plug and play amplifier kit all installed. You heard the difference, and trust me, if you can't tell online, it sounds a whole lot better in person. Try it out in your car, and if you guys do, let us know how it sounds in the comments. Give other customers some feedback, that way they can go and kind of get a feel for it, see if it's really worth it, and trust me, it's really worth it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. See you next time.